Mhm. Mm, 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 mm. Very good, very good, very good. Nice. All right, we're going to start in a couple seconds, couple minutes. Just give me a couple minutes just to start, just to make sure that we have everyone, all my social medias are running. That way, I'm not running like a cut out chicken head. All right. Hello, how's it going, Yumiko? Mm, all right. Uh, all right, I do this, and we're ready to go. Boom. All right. I hope everyone is just. It's kind of weird. Let me see. Yeah. Elizabeth Felter again. That's very good. That's very good. All right. Make sure that all my social medias are running. All right. Feeling good. Feeling good. Feeling good. Feeling good. Hopefully, post podcast. Very good. All right, fellas. So I'm going to start right into it. Like always, I have to go to my job, so I want to just make sure that I get everything out there. All right. So today's topic is going to be very interesting, just to make sure that we get enough people to join in, to wait a little bit, just to make sure that people do get the link and the video. Ciao, Barone. Giovanni is an Italian guy. Love that last name. All right, let's see. Yeah, I have Optimum, so things a little bit slow, around here. So hopefully it's not that bad, Okay. I'm not going to be invite anyone. Whoever, whoever get the invitations, that's good. I don't have time for that right now. All right. So very, very quick. My name is Pablo J. I'm the hoster of the P Alpha Music Podcast or P Alpha Podcast. Um, Hopefully, we're gonna get through a very interesting episode today, which is very, 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 very important for those people that are in the grind. Right, want to make sure that the mentality and the attitude is correct. You're not just throwing stuff into a wall or something like that, right? You have a correct mindset, right? All right, make sure that also you share, you like the podcast. That way, other people can see it. Not only you guys, but that also helped me out reaching to other audience. Also, make sure that you support us. You can just sign up to our newsletter. Also, um, also make sure that you listen to our podcast in different platforms such as Google Radio, iHeart, and all that stuff. Right. But most importantly, like the video, the podcast, share the podcast as well, and hopefully we can just reach the world, right? So today podcast, because I don't have a lot of time, I only have a couple minutes. All right. So today podcast is going to be outcome independent recap, right? So we're going to recap the concept of outcome independent, which is very important Sounds like a record, but it's very important. Yesterday, I really went through a situation that some of my friends really got stressed out because he went through a situation that he couldn't handle it. It really destroyed his entire day just because one person made a decision that he didn't like, right? So that because a person made a decision he didn't like, the entire day just went down. So we're going to cover that, right? So the importance of all these small episodes on my podcast, just it's a breakdown of what I do in a day, right? So it's a breakdown of what do I do in a day and what things I learned from that day. All right. So first of all, outcome independent means that whatever happens in your day or in an action and result, you're still independent for the fact that your attitude does not change towards the end of the result, right? You still keep your composure moving forward. All right. So what does that mean? That means if your girlfriend left you, you still keep your composure. Your boyfriend left you, you still keep your composure. If you got fired, you keep your composure. You know what I'm saying? So basically, if you were supposed to play with an orchestra, all of a sudden the orchestra didn't like what you have because one of the recording has a green color in your background, and he didn't like what he saw. He'll fire you. You still have to keep your composure. Baroni, thank you. Baroni, thank you. So not only as a businessman, right, but as an artist, these things happen. You have to keep your composure very straight. When you perform, you still have to keep your composure, right? You still have to keep your composure in your chin up, right? That's the power of outcome independent. That means that you're completely separate for the results from the results of X and Y, right? Shout out to the people on my other Instagram account that are starting to connect. Very good. So, as a musician myself, I encountered the fact that, bon dia, I encountered the fact that I do get a lot of anxiety before I concert, right? But I'm already reciting what I'm supposed to feel. Even if the concert goes good, bad, or whatever, I still keep my composure, right? I still keep my composure. That's very important because leaders are built when they control their emotions, right? So here's what happened. I'm going to be very brief. Sip on my coffee. So this friend, a coworker, let's call it coworker, for the sake of keeping it professional. So this person was supposed to teach another individual what to do in the field, right? What to do as a salesman. So he went to the field, all that stuff, and that person said yes, and they kept going to the program. Let's call it program. Everything good, everything nice, everything went smooth. Couple weeks go by, everything looks good. So there's no problem. What happened? So the couple days go by, and he noticed that he started doing some absence dates. Right, some of the days he starts skipping some of the days. Good, all right. Things happen. He's a family man. Whatever. Now the second thing happens very interesting was that yesterday that same person went to the program in the middle of the day. He just skipped. Just skipped. Didn't let anyone know. Never respond. Never answer anything. Didn't give any explanation. Bye bye. The teacher or the mentor, which was my coworker, he felt upset. He felt like, why are you doing this? Why are you skipping? What are you doing? We started calling him, never pick up the phone. We started waiting for him. We waited for him, never come back. So he totally ignored our calls. He totally ignored the guy completely. We're talking about it completely ignored. Yeah. So here's the part. Here's the part where I'm like, you know what, man? I'm numb to these things, right? I'm very numb to these things. It's not even close. All of a sudden, he started just being upset and all that stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is just part of the game, man. This is completely part of the game. There's nothing you can do. You are crying because a guy didn't like what you said. He just quit the job. When other people have worse outcome. This is just part of the game. And that really bothers him completely. Like he couldn't even think. He couldn't even think straight. In all this situation, I'm thinking like, oh, that's cool. But I want to hit the field. I want to just start making money, man. I want to start making money. I want to start making this stuff. I want to make this thing happen. I don't understand the situation, but I need to keep moving. I cannot wait for anybody. For real. Still, we go to the field, right? We still go to the field, and he's still in that mindset. Listen, that's all good and fluffy, but that's the problem when you deal with emotional outcome independent. Shout out to Wilmer, like always, man. He's always in the chat. That's very good. Love him. Make sure you follow him. Instagram. He's everywhere. Great guy. He has nice blogs. Make sure you follow him. So basically, the entire day is still we finished the entire day. We go to the breakdown of the field. I say, nah, he's still upset. I'm like, man, why you still upset, man? This happened. You have to move forward. Listen, man, I'll tell you something. I'm very numb to these things. Very numb. Like, y'all don't have any idea how numb I am. I was supposed to do a concert December the 8th, man. All of a sudden, the orchestra cannot do the music. What do? I can't do anything. People were supposed to help me out with the sponsorship. They backed out. They were supposed to help me out with the concert. They backed out. Yeah. People that said that they were in my side, they backed out. Listen, these things happen, man. There's nothing you can do. Hi, CH. There's nothing you can do. So the the only person you can control in this situation is yourself, man. Just make sure that you have your chin up, man. Because here's what happened. This is what I really, really like to talk about this thing with my father, man. I mean, my father has those words that some it's like a straight fastball in the middle, man. The pitcher's just throwing a lot of curveballs and a lot of knuckleballs, and you cannot see it. Then he just goes straight with a fastball, right? And you just say boom, you see that ball just coming in. My dad said, "You know what, man? Hey, just rise to the top, rise to the top, rise to the top, and you will see those people that give you their back. You're going to start knocking the door. Simple. It's true. Listen, if you were Forbes, you were Mark Cuban, you were Donald Trump, you were these crazy guys, rich people, and they tell you, listen, I need this for tomorrow. I need you to do this for me for tomorrow. But you know what? Let's make it more interesting. In a couple hours, I can assure you, you will never hesitate to even think about even finish the task. You see, I remember when I used to do a lot of pickups. I'm very open to these things. I used to do pickups, right? I would used to go every night and just practice my sets and stuff like that. And a lot of things I would encounter were where I was today and when I was a couple of years after. I would usually just talk with some girls, some guys, blah blah blah, and they they saw me in the beginning, right? What kind of person I was. Then beyond the time, I become another person, right? I become something else, right? A little bit higher of who I was in the beginning. They would just come back. But you know what? By that time, I had power to say no. You didn't like to work with me a couple years ago? That's all right. It's all good. I'm not interested. You didn't want to be with me that time? It's all right. I'm not interested. It's simple, guys. Listen, it hurts. Check it off. Keep moving. There's nothing else you can do. You only can control yourself. There's nothing else you can do. Listen, man, the life is very short. You cannot spend time just thinking about people just stabbing you right. They're gonna do it, man. They are going to do it, and you're going to feel upset, but you have to check it off and move, man. Life is a numbers game. Life is not perfection, right? If you hit the target 10 times, that does not mean you're going to hit it 10 times. It's the same with students. Students, they're going to sell you that they're the best in what they do. They're not average and stuff like that. But when things come to the table, you are not going to be surprised. I've been in business table. I discuss contract. I discuss a lot of stuff. People always sell you the best of their abilities, right? When you start working with them, they drop the ball. What are you going to do? This year for me was a year of a lesson, man. I learned so much that is crazy. I mean, I work with friends that they thought they wanted the world. Didn't happen that way. It's all good. With people they thought they were they wanted to grab the bull by the horn. Didn't work either. It happens, man. That's why they call it 1%. If that person upsets you, that means that person has control over you. You have to check it off. You just move on. There's nothing you can do. I mean, you just go on. And here's what happened. If you're in a group as well, you're part of a group, and you're upset, that chemical, that chemistry is gonna spread, right? It's gonna spread like wildfire. You're upset. We cannot do a lot of things because you're upset that we have to take care of you. It gets a little bit tricky. That's why it's very important that you always surrounded with people that are really, really into giving you a hand. And interesting enough, you will notice how narcissistic humans are, right? It's their tendency. There's nothing you can do. It's just the nature. Yeah. They think that the world just go around them. That's what they call the independent universe, right? So each one has an independent universe. If they think that the world just go surround them, right? Like they are the most important thing, which is there. Listen, there's nothing bad with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, that's another thing that I discussed in another of my podcast. That's perspective versus reality. Perspective versus reality means that you are thinking of one thing, but in reality, there's another thing going on. Huh? That's when you start building huge egos, right? Ego. As an artist, I have a huge ego. I have big egos, right, on myself, right? But that ego needs to be checked every time. You need to check your ego every time. Why? Because your ego will just feed you. It's going to feed you with the perspective of you are the person which the world is just going around. That's not the case. Okay? These are concepts, right, that you have to really, really put in practice, right? It's going to take a little bit of time, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's better to have some tools, man, to just back yourself up when these things just come along, right? And don't think because you heard it yesterday, you don't have to listen to it tomorrow. No, it's not like, remember, the brain is a muscle. You will notice when you start listening to motivational speakers today, you feel like, I feel good. I feel fine. I don't need to listen to that. I don't need to listen to it tomorrow. You're wrong. That means that your brain got tired. Doesn't want to do more push-ups. Does not want to do more pull-ups. Keep stretching your brain with these concepts. Very important. I mean, and I tell you, man, as a pianist myself, if I did not go through a lot of these concepts, I don't even know where I'll probably be today, man. I'll probably be. Listen, my head is just. I have a weird head, man. To be honest, I'm weird. I'm very weird. But I keep myself just centered. I kept a structure, right? I built a structure that I keep myself really, 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 really sane. Because this is a crazy world, right? If you don't have strong cores, right? Ah, man, it would just go downhill so fast, man. I mean, if I go back, man, if I didn't, I mean, you understand why people go crazy? Why people in Manhattan are just crazy? Why a lot of people are start drinking? Why people start using drugs, man? Because a lot has to be related and connected with problems, right? With outcomes, right? You had a wife, and that wife just left you. Not only left you, she took the house, or you had a husband, and that husband treated you badly. All of a sudden, you thought you were going to be an artist, but you married this guy that promised that he will just take care of you. These things just get you crazy, man. If you don't keep your chin up, the devil will come after you, man. It's crazy. How's it going, Ridan? That's the only way I keep myself sane, man. I mean, it's just hello, China. Chinmaya Paracashacho. That has to be a nation name. So try to keep yourself centered, right? Things happen, shake it off, keep moving forward. There's no time to just complain about these things, man. There's no time. You're part of a band, your bass player is just giving you a lot of rough time. It's just the beginning. Imagine if you guys get a hit, man. Imagine if you guys get a hit. How are you going to deal with that person? It's better just get rid of that person now and just move forward. There's nothing else you can do. That's how I see it. When I start my mentorship program, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be a numbers game, not too much attached. Just to make sure that I have my numbers. I'm probably gonna listen. I'm probably gonna interview between 100 200 people. Because I have to go with the numbers. I cannot go with the outcome. I trust the system. I trust the law of average. That's very important. Start thinking about that. You need a pianist, you have to probably just go through a 10 or 20 pianists and see which one really does the job. Remember, make sure that you're outcome independent. I talk about this already in a couple podcasts before, but I like to talk about this very, 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 very in details because the the exercise that you have to go through to really get the best of that concept, it's gonna hurt in the beginning. It's gonna be a little bit difficult in the beginning, but as soon as you get it, man, I'm telling you, man, you will check it off very fast and just move forward. And then you will say, you know what, man, maybe there's something better. Maybe this was not the right person. Because when things are correct, things are right, they align. Is that crazy? When things are right, they will align. If things were not aligned, that means that it was not supposed to happen. Trust the process. You will get there. Remember, if things are for you, they're going to align. They are going to be aligned. If it is not for you, just let it go, man. Just let it go. This is the best thing I learned when I used to pick up. I used to just let it go, man, because I know people were not good for me. So I would just let it go. Relationship, let it go. People that really stab you in the back, let it go. You couldn't do this concept, just let it go. You couldn't finish this, let it go. Things that you cannot control, you have to let it go. There's nothing you can do. You cannot control people's emotions. You cannot control people's decisions. There's nothing you can do. That is the power of outcome independent. All right, guys? With this, I have to leave you. I have to go. I have to go to my office. I have to prepare myself. I have to start throwing pitches and stuff like that. Thank you so much for those people that are listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. Make sure that you like and share the content for those people that are on Facebook and YouTube. And also make sure that you sign up my newsletter. And also make sure that you not donate something. We're going to really appreciate it, the fact that you're donating and contributing to the journey of the P Alpha Music Podcast. With this, fellas, I'm going to leave you. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.